Asteroid of fear.
What's up? Welcome to another episode of The Men of the House, and it is Unfiltered Friday. Threw me off. There was a little pause there in the beginning because I selected my output sound to go to my computer, system speakers, and it threw me off, just like it did last time. This has happened before. So, now that that's done, we've hit the golf ball into the water, and we can get this shit show started. How is everyone? How are you? Good morning, good afternoon, depending on when and where you are listening to this. But it is Friday, so we're going to go over Unfiltered Friday. What has been going on this week? A lot, a ton, if you will. I got a ton of notes here, but I'm going to start off by I started listening to a podcast today. I don't know. So usually I kind of have my go-tos. I have kind of a set number of podcasts, and I'll find one I like, maybe some people I like. I'll add it, I'll follow the show. And then every once in a while, there was kind of a point where I was doing more creating. And when I was doing more creating, I actually went through and edited my podcast selection, and I was listening to much less. Um, so I was listening to only a few, but more of that. And it was kind of the long story ones like Sean Ryan Show, Mic Drop, maybe some Joe Rogan, a few comedic ones like Not Today, Pal, or Are You Garbage, maybe some Honeydew with Ryan Sickler. But I kind of got back in, the interviews aren't coming in as fast. And so I've got myself a nice little follow catalog over here on my set of podcasts. But because of that, I'm usually I'll hear something on one show, or maybe I'll see a clip or something, and I'll go check out the show. Maybe I'll follow the show, maybe I'll listen to the episode. But today I went to, I don't know if it's like explore where it is on the phone, but it has kind of like categories, and I hit up the documentary category, and it brought up one I'm currently listening to called Pipeline, about four divers that get stuck in a pipeline in Trinidad and Tobago. And I listened to another similar podcast not too long ago, last week. Just trying on new genres, like um, almost kind of like this short story. So I guess there's these podcasts out there that are, um, they might be like four parts and they just tell a story, kind of like a true crime documentary type of thing. And yeah, I enjoy that too. I mean, I can easily get wrapped up in what I listen to, and that's kind of how I think of podcasts. But it's interesting because when you go back and dig into the genres and you hear some of these storytelling podcasts, and you realize, I mean, yes, I mean, they're podcasts just like music is music, but there's rap, there's jazz, big band, orchestra, symphony. Um, what's the vocal one? I'm not a fan of it, but I respect it. That's, I play music or try to sometimes. But the point is opera. Yeah. Even though I may not like it, I respect it. And so, the genres of podcasts I listen to are kind of the similar in style to what I like, to what I do, or maybe I do what they do since they came first. But either way, trying out this new genre, it's a little bit different because it's kind of in the form of almost like someone reading an audiobook, but also some storytelling. But I enjoyed it. But it also gave me this idea of like, hey, this is like another avenue podcasting is something I do, and I have my podcast and it has its purpose. But I have considered some other, whether it's road riffs, road dick, um, what keeps you up at night, alternate titles. But I did think, I was like, hey, there is this kind of storytelling format that's kind of cool too. I found a cool story to tell. And or if I ever wanted a real job and a company wanted to hire me, um, I could tell stories via podcast or iHeartRadio or whoever hires those people. I don't know. I'm open, but yeah, let's get on to the week and what has been going on. Well, as you may have guessed, it's Thursday. For once, there's no rain today. But yeah, it's Thursday night, getting ready to, upload, clip it, and all that after this is done. But basically, my wife and I have had, I guess, maybe 4 or 5 days, kind of honeymoon style, kind of off. My wife and daughter went to a pool party on Sunday, and my daughter went to a friend's house. And I just got her today, so 4 or 5 days of solo. Yeah, 4 nights, 5 days. But we have seen her. I am an Uber driver. She didn't take all her stuff initially, so my wife went and saw her the next day and took her some Starbucks and clothes and whatnot. And then I think yesterday I was out Ubering and um, I was in an area that was near and she asked for Starbucks and some Whataburger. So I happily obliged. And yeah, her and her friend's got to go to camp next week. And so she's got to get back on a normal schedule because they have been like college girls. They done graduated the fifth grade, had a pool party, and um, they're acting like our 20-year olds, our 21 and 22-year olds, staying up all night, hanging out during the day, like watching the sunrise, punch drunk off who knows what Hawaiian punch and Dr. Pepper, all sugar rushed. And yeah, we've had some pretty piss poor weather here lately, and that's kept them up. And storm watches, storm warnings, taking shelter, blankets in the hallway at her friend's grandpa's house, and but I'm cool with that too because um, her friend's grandpa, the wife passed away last year, and I know they keep him entertained between the dog and the little girls. So yeah, gives him something to kind of live for. He's a pretty big guy. Feel feel bad. Yeah, of course I do. I mean, married and lose your life partner. It's got to be difficult. But on to brighter things. Here's a funny one. Here's something funny I wrote down. There was this one time, and let me throw out the disclaimer. The best man at my wedding was gay and Canadian. Canadian. So, yeah, this is just a joke. But it's kind of sad that we live in a time and space that I actually have to preface it because everybody gets butt hurt over everything. But I remember one time I saw this guy and I asked my wife, I was like, do you think he's gay? And she's like, no, he's just young. I'm like, and in my Gen X 49-year-old mind, I go, so you're just telling me that all young dudes are gay? That's what I inferred. That's how my math works. Uh, and yes, it's a joke because our 22-year-old dates a young guy who looks young. So, we go. I don't know if I talked about it last time, but I watched I didn't mark it off my list, but I watched Lex Friedman in Day in the Life of, and he talks about contemplating mortality every day. And I think I brought it up because I myself have been contemplating it a lot lately. I don't know why. Maybe it's what I'm watching. Maybe it has to do with purpose, meaning, um, seeing a lot of death, being around it. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of thought that. I don't know. Yeah, you can tell. That's how it makes me feel. But essentially, I mean, really, really thinking about like, you're lacing up your shoes, going to the gym. This could be the last time you put your shoes on. The gym's 10 minutes away from my house. Most accidents happen within a short amount of distance from your house. I want to say that that's some sort of scientific proven shit. Um, yeah, I mean, I worked when I worked in the ER. There was this guy, the picture of this one doctor who used to love to run. And went out for a run one day, and um, that was it. And that was the last run. Groped on the side of the road. Or I remember Chuck never missed work. 55 or so. Didn't show up for work. Sent a welfare check, and he sitting in his recliner with a sandwich on the nightstand. Heart attack. Aneurysms, embolisms, heart attacks, car accidents during the bad weather. One, um, a tree fell on a house and killed the guy who was sleeping. I mean, it's very real. Like I said, something we all have a vested interest in. But like I said, knowing that, that should determine your actions. You should let that drive your actions. You have a good friend, tell them you care about them. Tell your friends, your family, you love them. Even if it sounds cheesy, feels stupid, whatever. Um, Tell people you appreciate it. I had a guy, I started keeping that list. Good things always happen to me. I had a guy today, man. I was picking my daughter up, because I was going to get her. I was going to get some dinner before because I knew she'd be hungry. And it was like a Crystal Burger attached to a convenience store. And I'm getting a drink and something else. And, he's like, "Hey, boss, man," because he's seen me in there before. He's like, "Oh, because I missed the bathroom." And he's like, "Oh, man, you passed it right up." But he was a cool dude. And he's like, "Oh, the drink's on me." It's a fountain drink. It costs them nothing, and they change out syrup, and it's the price of the cup essentially. But I appreciate it. I made sure to tell him so. He didn't have to do that. It's the little things. I mean, yeah, it'd be nice if he was like Mr. Beast or something. It's like, "Hey, here's 100K. Stack them up, Playboy." But no, I'll take a free soda. That's my speed, Playboy. Yeah, yeah. Um, that was nice, but we've had 4 days to ourselves, and it's funny because somebody was like, "Oh, it's like having a honeymoon." I'm like, "Yeah, a honeymoon when you've been together for 19 years. Less than exciting, like two old people, you know, kind of." Um, she does her thing, I do my thing. Although the other night I grilled some steaks one night and watched. She wanted to watch The Accountant too, so we could kind of like movie date night at the house, and that was cool. But there's every once in a while I hang out here in my office and she kind of watches her thing. Every once in a while we'll watch something together, but she gets she likes some foreign shows. She likes genres that I don't like, and subsequently there's a lot of stuff I like that she doesn't, like the war stuff. She does like action movies, but when it comes to stuff like, let's say, like K-19, The Hunt for Red October, those are more my speed. When it comes to like Hallmark and shit, that's for her. But I also will sit in here in the office and throw on YouTube and throw on a podcast. I mean, when I get tired, if I'm dirty, um, well, not really, even if I'm dirty, just probably a good habit. I don't get back in my bed. Very rarely, every once in a while, you'll catch me fall across the bed face first and maybe pass out and take a nap because I'm so damn tired. But typically, if I'm feeling a bit tired or I'm doing work and I'm sitting in this chair, or I'm watching something and I start to maybe doze off or feel like I'm getting tired, this chair does not recline, so I throw a yoga mat down on the floor or I have an air mattress that way that you can't see that I sometimes sleep on. And I'll throw that down and I'll catch a little nap on the yoga mat with a podcast going, you know, maybe 20, 30 minutes, sometimes an hour. I think I even did it this morning. I got up early, but my tummy's been cramping, and I got up a couple of times and I took some medicine, and when it kicked in, it just kind of gave me the weeble wobbles, and had to lay down for a minute and have like a little hour nap, maybe a little less than, but nonetheless, that's what I like to do. And I kind of made this note of, do you guys, any of you married couples, any of you independent people who've been together a long time? Um, I know some men who have man caves. Guess this is my version of it. But, is your wife in the living room or the bedroom watching Hallmark and you're in your office or the man cave watching whatever it is you watch? Couples, do you do that? Do you think it's weird? Non-couples, do you think it's weird? My single folks? Yeah, here's another one. Here's another thought for the Unfiltered Friday. So, why do we associate rural with slower people? I guess smaller education systems. Um, Typically, you know, smaller education, less funding, makes sense, kind of checks out. But we're now in a different place in the world where you might have somebody like Joe Rogan. Yes, he could live in downtown Austin, I'm sure, in a penthouse. But I'm sure he probably lives to choose a little further out with some nature because of the relaxation of the mind, the mental health. Like me, I love waking up, going outside, drinking coffee, hearing all the birds chirp. Um, yeah, so it's kind of it's weird. It's like the compare and contrast of peace and quiet, rural city, education and how we associate and infer um, and then attach those labels to people because they may be from the city or maybe from the country. Yeah, that's something to think about. Another little something I was thinking about was our 20 something year olds, and then my cousin, who's around the same age. I was noticing, other than my immediate cousins, they don't cook. Maybe other than like making some ramen or something. Like I cook, my wife's ex husband cooks, my wife can cook. But I don't ever, I was thinking about that when I was grilling, like, I don't ever, I've never seen them cook. kind of curious if it's a generational thing or it's a them thing. They just didn't want to do it. I also saw this very unique VW. I think it was an Atlas, but it essentially, I think it was a three-colored pattern, like yellow, maybe dark green, and red. And each panel was different, but kind of coordinated. Like, I mean, it had a pattern, but it was 100% definitely different. I liked it. Um, I don't know if I would own it. I mean, as essentially, think of somebody who owns like a wrapped vehicle. I mean, if you're willing to drive that around, uh, I guess this would be similar. I just totally lost my train of thought because I saw the word bakery here. Ah, now I had to. Oh yeah, the vehicle with all the different colors. So similarly, if you're willing to drive something that's wrapped unique in a way with a design, I mean, typically you see it more on custom cars and or lowriders. I know it was like a thing in the 70s where you might see these vans that were all decked out and have a whole mural painted on the side. Um, if you have that kind of confidence and swagger, then I suppose you would drive something like that. The only downfall to something like that is it sticks out. Meaning, if you're trying to fly into the radar and not be noticed, no bueno. You know, it's that whole thing of attracting attention to yourself. Depending, I mean, some people do. That's the whole reason for everything because they want attention. But it depends on what's your mission. You know, I mean, if you have a flashy car, somebody keys it or steals it, of course, because it's flashy. Now, if you have a beater piece of shit, then people might fuck that up too, just because they're assholes and think that it doesn't matter. But think about just some, maybe like a silver Honda, pretty regular car, huh? Guess if you were like a drug mule or something and you're trying not to, you want to be inconspicuous. The point is, I, well, I did like the vehicle. I don't know that I would want something that people can always identify. Oh, that's him. That's that person. You see him around town. Now I know if I ever see that vehicle, I'll always notice it. Is that a good thing? I don't know. I mean, if you're a law-abiding citizen like myself, then I got nothing to worry about. But still, yeah. Here's one. Talk to a girl. Remember that? Remember her? Yeah. Thought about how that came in. A little cultural phenomenon, a little remembrance of the times. Hmm. Well, she got her 15 minutes of fame and then some. Well, let's see. Oh, something else I saw. This was a good one. A shout out to my boy Axel Rocha from the ATX. I saw somebody today at the gym and immediately thought of Axel. We used to talk about this dude, guys who walk around that look kind of bowed up, calls it invisible lat syndrome. Shoulders are all forward, like they're all jacked. They walk around like, yeah, I'm so big. My back is just so huge. My shoulders just naturally curl in because I got, yeah, invisible lat syndrome. I saw one of those chuckleheads today. Mm. Then we're going to talk about something else here in a minute. But let's talk about we'll, we'll go we'll go this way to the food and delivery way. All right, how about this? Um, ay, ay, ay. I kind of, I read like what are the protests about? I don't want to talk about the protests. Um, can't say if I'm for or against. I mean, people have a right to peacefully protest. I mean, if you want your voice to be heard and you believe in something, then yes, go ahead. But however, it never turns out that way. And people are rioting and destroying shit. And my only issue with that is, I don't live in fucking California, so it doesn't matter. But I like look at your city. It's already damaged from the fires and all kinds of other shit. If you know your city has problems and you you're tearing up where you live, it's gonna cost money and time and resources to get it back to normal. You're gonna be pissed because you no longer have X, Y, or Z, or because it has to be rebuilt. But you tore it up. What the fuck? It's like I've done it a million times. I'm a typical male with anger problems. You get hurt, you break your own shit. Three windshields, three windshields, two rear view mirrors, one side view mirror, one rear window. I've been punched, kicked out of vehicles. What did it do? It cost me money. Even the deductible, just the deductible for the windshield. And back in the day, it was $100. 20 years ago, I was doing this shit. But I know I've done other things. My phone, 2022, I was in a bad, bad place. Huh. Yeah, I fucking broke my phone. Hmm. I had to be without phone, and it cost me money. But that's all I'm saying. There's a right way to do it, but people just cannot fucking help themselves. Even if there's a group of people showing up to do it the right way, there's always some asshole. Whether, I was watching, what was it, the Laughlin Run, Harris Casino, the Mongols, and Hells Angels. Watch one of those History Chronicles Gangland, and he was talking about, like, yeah, man, we were talking it out, everything was cool, and then one guy threw a kick, and then all hell breaks loose. So it's like, even if you have protesters there, showing up to do it the right way, there's always going to be some asshole, some motherfucker who's like gonna hurl a bottle, do something, and turn it in to what you fucking see. No, just don't make no sense. You destroy your own shit, and then you're gonna complain about it because you won't no longer have access to it, and it's gonna take time. Unless you're the assholes who are just being shipped there, tearing other people's shit up, and then leaving. Yeah, it's just fucked up. There's got to be a better way. But speaking of police officers and rioting and shit, um, my Uber adventures this week, I mean, tell me, do people not lose their fucking mind if they're driving behind a cop? It don't matter if the speed limit's 55. And you know, the panda bears, the Texas State Troopers, black and whites, they purposely stay in the right lane and go slow so they can let all the fast people fucking haul ass past them. But then you get some motherfucker who's like, no, I'm behind the cop. Don't want to pass them. Think like it's against the law. Don't look at the law. They're not looking at signs. They're just like, I'm not going to pass the cop. And we're stuck behind a fucking cop going 45 miles an hour, like on a 65. Yeah. So that was kind of my thought. As long as you're obeying the law, doesn't mean like fucking extra obey it, goody two shoes, but people do that. Even if you're not doing anything wrong, then just go on about your fucking day and abide the law. But it's like you shouldn't change your behavior because you see a cop unless you're a fucking criminal. So yeah. But that throws me into one of my bakeries advertised a croissant. It looked pretty darn tasty. However, it closed on Mondays. They advertise it on Tuesday, but they usually only have maybe regular croissant, if that. I don't even know if they have croissants on Tuesday because their dough is like a 2-day process. So I see this and I'm all excited. And they got nothing but cookies and other shit. And I'm like, ugh. And it makes me think to back when I used to almost, when I would make my clips, it would almost be like a coming soon, like this is the episode that's coming up. And people would see the clips and they'd be like, where's the full episode or where's the video? And then I switched it around to where I release the episode, then the clips. So you see the clip, you go find the episode. Well, similarly, they're doing that kind of thing there, but they didn't put like available on Wednesday or available coming soon or whatever. You know, I saw it as we have this, and you go there and limp wiener, sales out, wind out of the sales, just fucking flat line. So disappointed. They have these other things I like. They're like these little scraps of croissant dough, and they're kind of like with some sugar water glaze stuff, and they're so fucking good. They rarely ever have them. They used to do cream puffs, but she said the labor. Yeah, I don't know. I really like the bakery. Whether it's the help they got, their system isn't right because they don't have the full offerings all the time. Whether it's the help to process something in it, that bakery is just. I don't go there as often as I don't go there more because of that. The inconsistency is like, it used to be they had everything all the time. Then it was like, oh no, we're only having these on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Or, oh, now you have to order cream puffs. You have to order them if you want cream puffs. We don't just have them available. Um, the other thing, yeah, the little scrap things, those are my favorite. And then it's like, oh, well, we only have it here. We only have it here. It's like, oh, well, you do you, player. I wish them all the success. And, this is a lady who, like, I guess quit one career, went to pastry school, opened up the shop. It's good stuff, but I just wish all the offerings were all the time. there was a better schedule, or everything was sold out every time you go there. It's very difficult. I think they just need more help. I see help all the time. They needed something. And I asked questions and they kind of blew me off like, well, these are legitimate questions, like whether it's inventory, this, that, the other, what they want help with, or they need some bookkeeping or this. I'm like, well, how do you want to divide it down? Well, you do you. I just see potential. Mm. But, you know, in that whole realm of things, we'll go back to access. I mean, if you order something, put the fucking gate code. It helps quite a bit. The more you put, the easier it is to get you what you want. So just be smart. Giving you some Uber tips here. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I did have one. Man, this lady, I was waiting for an order. I had my phone out. I'm waiting at the counter, and this other Uber driver, Door Dasher, I saw somebody like this is like a sometimes my wife has done it with me a couple times when we first started, but then one night, a Friday night, my daughter was oh she was here with my mom and my wife and I were out and we're like, whoa, we're gonna Uber together. But yeah, this car dropped the girl off to go in and get it. And I beat her in, even though she got dropped off and I had to park. And but it was like as soon as I got the order, I turned around, like she's fucking all up in my space, and she was a big girl too. Not very flattering. It's like, come on, man. Like, yeah, she was close. Fucking turned around. I was like, man, I popped a twerk. It hit her. Yeah. Uh, maybe at least it wasn't a dude. uh, yeah. And I know today I had a little shopping pay over to Target. Oh, people. Like, I hate to call it what it is, but like, you just get behind people who are just obese, unaware, going through life. I don't know on what fucking itinerary or agenda. Um, no fucking purpose, just meandering around. And I'm a man with purpose, with a goal, set out to accomplish it, not just like fucking off, like wandering around lottie dottie. Very rarely, very rarely. It's planned if it is. But it's like I can't even get in the fucking store. It's like I can't walk. You know, you got two obese people in front of me. I can't get around either one of them. I try to go to the left. This person like goes in front of me like they got the little fucking car sensors on the rearview mirror. It's like beep. You know, like he fucking knows. Like, nope, I'm not gonna let him fucking pass. I'm gonna just take one step to the left, and my whole fucking body's gonna make it where he can't pass. Oh, just annoying. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be the person who's just on their own planet doing their own thing in their own world, have a little fucking wherewithal. You know, don't stand in the middle of the aisle blocking other people from going. And that goes like if you're having a conversation, somebody like just awareness of people. That's what it is. People's awareness. They're just not aware. I mean, the worst is when how long does it take when the light turns green for the person who's the first person in the line to fucking register to put on the gas and go? You know, when you're that car that almost has to run a red light because some D fucking was mouth breathing and on their fucking phone instead of paying attention to the light. Man, that irritates the fuck out of me. Obviously. Yes. People's awareness or lack thereof is one of the most annoying things. I mean, just common sense shit like I had to take testosterone because my test is low. Every time. It's like playing a fucking game to get the right needle and syringe. And these are the pharmacists and the pharmacy techs. Don't know shit from Shinola. They give my wife four needles, four syringes with needles, like one to draw, one to shoot, all wrong. But it's like you can look at the package. You know what a 1 ml vial looks like. You're a fucking pharmacy tech, pharmacist. Does a needle this the size of your fucking wiener look like it's gonna go down that long? No, it does not. Okay? Go get me a fucking lawnmower. Yeah, shit like that. Common sense, common sense awareness. Fucking pay attention where you're going. Don't be impeding traffic. Don't be fucking mouth breathing, sucking up all the good oxygen. Fucking people out here trying to make a difference. I need some oxygen too, motherfucker. Please share. Come on. Here's another little thing I gotta do is um sometimes I can associate some changes with negativity and I need to associate them with positivity. Whether it's a deja vu type of thing or maybe like an angel number, 555 representing change. You see it pop up and you're like, oh God, I hope nothing bad happens. You know, because like I told you earlier, I've been thinking about like, well, what if this is the last day you fucking lace up your shoes? Start wearing Velcros. The last day you curl them up, bitch. But it's like, no, how about change is good? Like, no, your dream job's gonna come knocking. Somebody you want to work with wants to work with you. How about that? Let's keep it positive. It's hard. See a lot of negativity on the world. Um, Fucking people protesting and yeah, all the unaware mouth breathing mofos. Hmm. Yeah, I get it. I know y'all are trying to make it too. I do. But y'all are gonna have to put forth some extra effort. I can't carry the load. Got my own fucking load to carry. And then some. I'm out here trying to make a difference. trying to be somebody. That's what Taylor Kavanaugh was funny on one of his interviews. He was, what did he say? Like the French Foreign Legion dudes are like, you know, you don't barely understand the language, hardly anything. He's like, no, this is all you get. Now get out there and fucking be someone. Yeah, that's a lot what it's like. But yeah, I'm glad to be back in the saddle. Glad to be Ubering, getting my podcast in, finding some new stuff, and everything's been going along. Of course, still lining up these interviews, and got Father's Day on the horizon, my birthday, 2 years alcohol free coming up. Yeah, boy. Excited about that. And see what year 49. Well, what are we going to do for 49? What is going to be the goal? Before I hit the big fucking 5-0. Rather than, you know, make sure my labs and all that. I get my testosterone up. I'll be good. Keeps dropping. But that's why we test things. That's why we need numbers. So we can see what's going on. That's why we measure. Sleep, everything. Speaking of all that, if you need some accountability, I have an accountability group via WhatsApp. I have an accountability group on Facebook. You can see me out there trying to be somebody on the daily. I offer accountability coaching. Not much of it. Not a whole lot of focus, but if you need it, I got it. And it's affordable. Yeah. 2 years alcohol free in a couple weeks. And, you know, I'm out here trying to offer what I needed when I was trying to sober up. I didn't want to do AA meetings and all that because I didn't really think I was an alcoholic, but I did have a problem with alcohol. So, if that's somebody like you, I mean, maybe you're a professional, maybe you don't want to be seen, maybe you're embarrassed. It's shameful. A lot of shame. And you're trying to get right, and you feel like you can't do it alone, and you need help. You don't know who to turn to. You're going to feel judged. Well, hit me up. I won't judge you. I know exactly how fucking hard it is. And it's one of the best decisions I made. Lost 64 pounds, and I'm working on putting on muscle, hence getting numbers and all that. But yeah, if you're ready to get yourself right, you need somebody in your corner. Somebody to encourage you on a daily basis. Have weekly or bi-weekly check-ins. It's up to you. Whatever it is you need. Hit me up. But until then, I'm going to be out there doing what I do, trying to stay grateful, let the good things keep happening. Remember, while you guys are out there this week, go out and be the person that you would want. That's what I do. Peace.
Let go.